Take Three Wrestling Podcast. It is Thursday night, August the 17th, 2023. We are back from our 1 week hiatus because that's what happened last week. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah, I take a week's vacation and just everybody else bails on you.
Yeah, I was about to say, please don't take. I was the one sending text messages.
No, I'm not. I will not blame you.
So that doesn't count on my over-under, right? Because I was actually here ready to perform and nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
arrived.
No, you're good.
All right, just making sure. Just making sure. I am Mike Vernier. I am joined, as always, by the usual suspects. We'll greet them in a minute. But first, we got a guest, beloved member of the family, beloved member of the 3CT family. He doesn't have his headphones on, so he probably doesn't know that I'm actually shouting him out right now. This is the best part about this entire thing.
I don't have a goddamn clue what's going on here.
That tracks. That 1,000% tracks. He'll eventually put his headphones on and know that I'm talking about him, even though he's
there. You go.
Hey, he put his headphones on. Give him his ding. We are joined by Ryan. What's up, buddy?
Hey, give me my ding. Give me my ding. I don't have a goddamn clue what's going on here.
Also factual. We're joined by Binford Tools' favorite toolbox, Ernest EJ Christian.
Aloha. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. We are joined eventually. He doesn't have a video if you're watching this on YouTube. It is Joe Lopez.
Ryan, I love that you're here. I want to put it in your Badusi.
Oh my.
Oh God.
Do I have one of them?
I don't know exactly what word he just said.
Badusi.
It's your butthole is what it is.
Oh, okay.
I got one of them.
So that's what 5 people he's hit on this show. 5 guys hit on the show since we did this podcast.
I can guarantee you that there's one person on this show that he has not hit on ever.
Yeah, because he have a wife that will fucking murder him.
No, because he knows that I'll stuff him in a trash can at work.
Can you say that?
I can.
I don't know if you can say that.
Why not?
I mean, it's 2023, man. I don't know if you can talk about stuffing dudes like Joe in a trash can.
Yeah, I only don't hit on you because you're like my brother. Damn.
That too, but I mean, no, because that's what brothers do. Whenever they beat each other up, one of them always ends up stuffed in a trash can somewhere.
Look, you obviously watch different brother movies than I do.
The views expressed.
You're right. You're right. I do watch different brothers movies.
The brother movies that I watch, like
nope. Mute him. Mute him now. Mute him.
Again.
Mute him now.
Well, Michael.
Oh shit! I forgot I had that power.
It's not.
I forgot I had that power. For a minute. I was like, "What are we doing?" He's definitely going somewhere that we really shouldn't be going on the show. Yeah, exactly. I'm also joined by the other half of the Fat Siders.
Hey, yo.
At all.
What the fuck is going on here?
Hey, can we get that shirt?
What the hell is even that?
I know how you surprised Jim. This is typically how we start Thursdays.
Can we get that shirt before WrestleMania?
Yes, that I can almost promise.
That's a shirt I want to wear to one of the nights of WrestleManias. I want to wear the Fat Siders t-shirt. So we got to find a way to get that one done.
I can do that.
But we got a lot of fun stuff here for you. We're going to talk about Shawn Michaels. We're going to talk about if you were to break up with your significant other via Cameo, who would you want it to be? Why?
Care to guess who brought that topic, guys?
Yeah. I'll give you one guess.
On
Thank
the
you,
back
Ryan,
of the Fat Cider shirt, can you have it say, "Hey Doe"?
Oh yes,
that's really
yes,
really
1,000%.
Good job, Mr. Miller.
Yeah, 1,000%. That's so good. Yeah, we need that one. And then obviously we'll talk about the wrestlers of the week. We did make picks last week. I'll go over those when we get there. No show. Jim took the week off. If you follow him on any of his social medias, you saw him and Ryan were traveling to the beach together on Thursday. Hope you gentlemen had a fun time. Ernest just fell off the face of the earth. Or no, Ernest had a family thing. Never mind. Joe was the one that fell off the face.
I was ready to go last week.
Yeah, Joe fell asleep.
I fell asleep watching Twisted Metal on Peacock.
Wait,
don't
Joe,
need for that. I don't mean for that to be any kind of judgment on Twisted Metal. I actually think it's pretty entertaining. The dude that Samoa Joe is in it.
Wait, you fell asleep? Wait, hold on.
I
Water
know.
is wet, ice is cold.
Shocking.
Whatever we're gonna do. How did you fall asleep? You're like a nocturnal
he
bat
always
or
falls.
something.
Dude, he came to my house for
That's
SummerSlam
the
and
joke,
he was
EJ.
out. He was
That's
out.
the
Fucking,
joke, EJ.
I'm just saying this. No, I get it. I'm saying like, dude, like every time I see him, he's asleep. Every time. There's been one time I've ever seen him, he's asleep.
I made it almost all the way through SummerSlam. In my defense, that main event was boring.
You fell
That is
asleep
not my fault.
during the Seth match, right?
And I'll be
No, I
honest.
fell asleep during the main event.
And I'll be honest, making it through this year's SummerSlam was a feat.
Yeah, 36 minutes, not including Roman's intro. Yeah.
I liked the main event, but the
whole
rest of the
show.
show, it was just good at best.
It's a little too long.
No, it wasn't. Shut up, EJ.
A little too long. A little too long. A little bit.
Buddy, we get it. You're 7,000-year-old. You have to be asleep by 4 p.m. to
listen,
make sure you're
hey,
awake.
hey,
I get it, my
Look,
guy.
listen, Michael. Look, I stayed awake. I still watched the fucking show.
You know, a little too long. Something that Ernest's wife has never said about anything.
Oh, calm your tits, buddy. Calm your tits.
Got him. So then, what else do we have? Oh, we have the AEW topic. That'll be our starter topic. But we didn't really get to talk about SummerSlam on this genre of the wrestling world because obviously we didn't have a show last week.
I blame Jim for that.
I blame you.
No, HR approved my time off, EJ.
I did. He sent me an email. I looked it over. I said, I'll approve it. Did you guys not know that I was the head of human resources too? It's the reason why I can crack these jokes. I'm unfireable. What the fuck is going on?
That's a smart play. That's a
Buddy,
smart
come on.
That is.
I'm the new age genius. Where I'm a Poffo, I think, by default now or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anything that like besides EO's cash in that was that moment where you're like, okay, this is where we're going. This is what we needed. This is, where we're at now.
I think the last 5 minutes of the main event.
Yeah.
And the last 5 minutes of the World Heavyweight title match. I mean, we're obviously progressing towards the breakdown and changes within the Judgment Day and the eventual cash in. But really, yeah. But I mean, again, there was nothing. Well, sadly, the two women's matches were the bad. Besides
wasn't there 3 women's matches on the show though, or am I losing?
No,
my
it's
mind?
2. Only 2.
It was 2.
Oh, that's right. Rhea didn't defend the title. I forgot, my bad.
It was 2. Yeah, it was 2 in a cash in. Bye, Joe. Talk to you later. But then the rest of the matches were good. There was nothing groundbreaking. But yeah, I mean, just the progression and where we're going with the Judgment Day and the Bloodline stuff.
Well, to me, it's the Cody Brock match, and to me, like Cody, Brock given the approval, put him. That was the moment of the night for me, and I'm more confused now. If 40 is this company invested in beating Hogan's streak, or are we really seeing the end of Roman Reigns' title reign at Mania 40? Because I'm a little more convinced that it's going to end at 40.
I mean, I think there's a realistic thought process that both options are on the table. I'm at the mindset where if he gets past WrestleMania 40, I think he gets to Hogan.
Oh, without question. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If Roman clears Mania 40, there's no way he's not beating Hogan.
Right. At that point, just give it to fucking guy.
So coming out of it, obviously, I think the match that I liked the most was the retaining of the Intercontinental Championship by the Ring General Gunther. Because those two guys just kind of beat the shit out of each other.
Are you surprised though? I mean, seriously.
No, and I think that's what that match needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that match needed to be both of those guys going, okay, we're going to kick each other's asses for the next 10 minutes.
I'm a little surprised though that he won that match clean though. I'm surprised that no interference, nothing of that attitude on there.
If Drew isn't the guy to take the title off of him, why not beat him clean? Because I don't think it's Drew that's going to win the Intercontinental.
No, I don't think.
Oh, you don't think so? Oh,
no.
Okay.
No. I think Drew is now maybe potentially going to be in a feud with Matt Riddle, where one of them is going to turn heel after this whole bro, which leads to potentially Randy Orton's final match being against the Drew McIntyre of some sort, maybe at WrestleMania 40, if we can get Randy back cleared and things like that. So, coming back to defend the honor of his bro, maybe a Drew heel turn, because that's something we haven't had in a while, and I think a Drew heel turn would be
4
super
years.
fresh. Hey, let Drew turn heel and join Imperium. I mean, it'd be different. It'd be fun. You let him be a heel. You let him go out there and just clay more people's faces off. I'm for it. But otherwise, I guess coming out of SummerSlam, is there one wrestler that was on the show that we're more confused about the direction that we're going with them than we were going into the show?
Let's see.
Because I think the answer for me here is the women that were involved in the triple threat match. I think Io was going to cash in. Like, let me. But I feel like I think Asuka retaining the title and her cashing in was the more logical assumption. Now, what are we doing with Charlotte? Are we going to get the Bianca heel turn that we've all been clamoring for? Are we going to get something out of Charlotte Flair with now the supposed breakup and divorce from Andrade that's circling the interwebs? Is she going to be gone again to go handle that situation? Like, I'm more confused coming out of what's the next step for the other women involved after Io won the belt.
I mean, Charlotte's basically become a part-timer pretty much at this point anyway. Over the last couple of years, we've seen her at big shows, and then she goes away, and then she comes back and does big shows. So I think this is just kind of her go-away spot for a little bit, especially if there is personal stuff. I don't want to speak on rumor and innuendo too much, but obviously if there's something going on there, then certainly that deserves its attention. I think Bianca winning and getting cashed in on could potentially play into that turn towards like the new Hurt Business or whatever they're determining it to be. And maybe honestly, if there's anybody I'm confused about it may be Asuka. I mean, she came back with the heel turn and the short
Tiger Mom.
and Tiger Mom deal, and her title reign, not her fault, was kind of lackluster, and now she lost it. And where do we go from here? Honestly, she might be the one I'm most confused about, because if I'm thinking about it, I mean, Ricochet is always going to be Ricochet.
He's still a dick.
The Intercontinental title picture, I think, is going to just continue to play itself out. And like,
Kairi Sane is coming back, so maybe we get the Kabuki Warriors again and get a shot
I'm here for it
to the women's tag division. Because honestly, what are you doing with us? Like, there's no secondary women's titles. There's only the two main titles. You've exhausted her with both of those. You've not made her look strong with either one of those at this point. The strongest she's looked on the main roster, quite frankly, was in the Kabuki Warriors. I'm like, let's get that team back together. The women's division tag team needs it. They are struggling and a half. So, I mean, that's kind of where I wouldn't make that guess if it wasn't for the fact that Kairi Sane is supposedly coming back. And even if she's not coming back, maybe you figure out another way to get Asuka into a tag team. So I really just think that could be a good path for her.
Could the potential bringing back Kairi Sane, putting them together, lead to the two of them having a final boss-esque kind of match that Asuka then goes away? I mean, she is 41. Let's not sit here and not talk about that.
Well, yeah, and I think she even tweeted after SummerSlam that, like, she's going to still be here for a little bit, but it's not going to be a long time. So I think she is starting to wrap up her career, and she's had a couple injuries in recent years. So yeah, I don't think, she's closer to the end of her career than she is at the beginning. But yeah, I think just like the rest of the big hitters on this show, I mean, Seth is going to continue to defend the title for now. The Judgment Day is going to play out their story. The Bloodline's going to continue to play out their story. And I think Asuka is the one to really kind of watch. I actually kind of like Joe's idea that, you know, you come back, you get that tag run for a little bit, and yeah, maybe there is some sort of a farewell match at Mania, and she puts over Kyrie and moves on.
They do the same feud as Shayna and Ronda, only it makes even less sense because none of it's in English.
Bye, Mike.
Well, I'm here. I hit a wrong button. My bad.
What is happening?
No, I definitely. I literally went to scroll, and I hit a button where my finger was. So we're good. It's learning this new fang dangin' StreamYard stuff that I have access to now.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
It is. I feel like I'm part of a Disney show or something. I don't know. Weird. All right. So we're out of Summerfest. We're gonna start pivoting to the AEW shows over the next couple weeks. They got 2 of them back to back. They got the Drake in them. What the hell? At first, I literally told myself, what if Tony Khan does All In as a Collision show and All Out as the Rampage pay-per-view, and we turn this back into like 2004 WWE where we had the red brand pay-per-views and the blue brand pay-per-views. And I was like, you know what, that could be interesting. And then I also said to myself, there's no way they're not going to put people on the show in England that are on Rampage because it's 78,000 people at Wembley. Is there any way that this can end good? I guess is I really. Ryan says yes. Feel free to unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation, my guy.
Yeah, I don't watch wrestling anymore, so it's hard to get my thoughts in the last.
He's on that trip.
Hey, no trip. That's just life.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what the question was. I wasn't listening.
Boy. I love the fact that we have Ryan here.
No,
This
man,
makes me
like
so
the WWE has run house shows in Japan and like put it on the network, and it was fine. They've run house shows in Madison Square Gardens and sold out Madison Square Gardens just as a glorified house show, but put it on the network, and it was just fine. This is no different. This is AEW's Beast in the East or whatever they called it.
No. They're billing it as their biggest wrestling show ever.
But wait, the big difference is none of that cost you more than $9.99 for the month. The AEW pay-per-views are $40 a pop each.
Right, just don't fucking buy it then. That's pretty simple.
I mean, yes, I suppose.
I'll be like me, just have shit to do on the Saturday and just don't watch it.
I mean, I feel like my biggest thought process here, though, is that you have the 27th. You literally are coming back, going to Chicago for Dynamite and Rampage, Collision, and then the next day is All Out.
Here's the one thing I'll say, just because my feeling. I do think it's dumb. I think it's dumb, but let's play devil's advocate here for a second. We've talked before about AEW ratings, about how like they seem to have this, let's call it robust 800,000 diehard fans will tune in every week just to watch fucking Audrey Edwards like birth a chicken. If you tell them that that's what's happening this week, it's basically what she looks like she's doing half the time. So they're going to tune in no matter what.
And I can't see that now. Thank you.
The portion of that 800,000 people, and it's not all 800,000, but the portion of those people who are going to buy an AEW pay-per-view are probably going to buy an AEW pay-per-view regardless of if there was one the week before also. There's the diehard fan base that like I've never, I know a lot of people used to say this about ECW, but I swear to God, I've never seen any wrestling fans drink the Kool-Aid as hard as the AEW wrestling fans who are that into it. The people who are defending the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match from last night, like, that's it. Like, it's a different level. It's a different level of cult. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that match is fucking terrible. Like, the zombie bullshit that was sponsored by a movie in WWE was rightfully panned. The same treatment should be given to that Texas Massacre melee, whatever the fuck they called that stupid thing, because it was
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Deathmatch.
it was fucking brutal. Like, and anyway, not to get off on a rant on that.
No,
shit.
feel free, man. This is the AEW portion of the show.
I love the
No,
fans bitching about Leatherface coming out as if there wasn't a Japanese wrestler like in Japan doing death matches as Leatherface years ago.
Are we sure that wasn't just Terry Funk swinging a chainsaw?
No, that's Chainsaw
Your
Charlie.
mother's a whore.
Man, there was it was like Corporal Kirchner or something as Leatherface, I think, in Japan.
Yeah, I think you're something like that. I do. Yeah, I think you're right.
It was Billy D. Williams.
God.
Here's my problem. It's not even that they're doing back-to-back shows, which I think, I mean, it is a bit overkill. Like it is. It's a lot of wrestling in 2 weeks. But like, I mean, WWE has done a WWE premium live event 1 week and an NXT premium live event the next week. Where like WWE's done pay-per-views 3 weeks apart from each other. So like it's not an indictment of just the idea that there's too much wrestling, but I think Joe does hit the nail on the head a bit with the fact that like you're asking a lot of your audience. And the build to both has been meh.
So
I mean,
okay,
you finally hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
You finally picked it up this week. You now have 8 matches on the show. I still think they shouldn't have announced a single match for this show. You sold 85,000 tickets. What the hell do you need to announce a match for?
That's
anyway, but yeah, so you now have a full card for this. You have one match for a show that is now 16 days away, and it's supposedly your like WrestleMania show. Like that's what All Out is, right? So like it's either their WrestleMania or their SummerSlam, and they have nothing. They have one match announced. It's 2 weeks out. Yes, Mike.
Is that because there's a 0.0% chance that Phil from Chicago goes to England, and the main event of that is going to be whoever he fights from Collision, and we don't get MJF and Adam Cole for the world title, or either one of them defending that title at All Out? Is that where we're headed for? Because at the end of the day, Cole and MJF are fighting twice on All In.
Well, yeah. Cole, the show, the England show is being bookended by MJF and Adam Cole because it's the tag match to open on the
Buy-in
0 hour and
Buy-in.
then the main event. But I think that Punk versus MJ, because I think MJF is gonna win.
No, but you're gonna end up getting Punk versus Samoa Joe on one of these shows, and I think at this point you're not getting that in London. So I think you are getting that as probably the main event in Chicago.
That's in Chicago,
makes sense.
And that probably makes
Punk
sense.
in Chicago, yada yada yada.
He's not getting booed.
I'll say this: I've been watching AEW like every ounce of AEW that's come out. I did not finish Collision yet from this past Saturday, and I haven't watched Dynamite. But I've watched everything else in the last like 2.5 weeks from AEW, 3 weeks or so. I actually think they've done a really good job of building All In. They've sold me. I'm very strongly considering getting that show and watching it. I'll be at work at the time, so it'll be a later thing. But I actually think they've done a good job of selling All In and kind of building that card. I'm interested in seeing that one. You've done nothing to convince me that I need to then spend another $40 a week later. There's nothing that they've, like you said, they haven't announced anything for All Out other than potentially one match. And
Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin,
which does nothing for me. I'm more interested in the Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland feud. Give me that match. You've got that one going on over at All In, where you've got him and Sting taking on AR Fox and Swerve. So like, and this is one of those things actually I mentioned
in a double tag team coffin match. What the fuck?
So I mentioned this in our group chat too. Even that? One of the things I haven't liked lately from watching it is a whole lot of guys are feuding with multiple people. I used to hate it when they did it with Cody, when it was like the Cody verse versus everybody else in AEW. I hate it when they did it with the Elite. They've done it more than once. because they have these two big shows where there's certain guys like your Orange Cassidy's and your, Blackpool Combat Club and your Kenny Omegas and all these people who are going to be on both shows. They've had people feuding with multiple different people, and honestly, it's kind of confusing. Like, you get me excited for Darby versus Swerve, and then all of a sudden Luchasaurus attacks him. And now I'm supposed to care about that. And I don't. Give me one thing at a time. That's like if WWE, WWE is smart enough that even Roman Reigns, who's the world champion, is focused on the bloodline stuff. He's not out there defending the title against somebody else, having a mini feud on the side with Matt Riddle or somebody. He's focused on one thing. There's no reason for these guys to be going on. There's 150 people on this roster. There's no reason for them to have to use Darby Allin in 6 different feuds.
That's true.
I guess my concern with All In, per se, you're getting that tag title match to open the show. Cool way to get Aussie Open on there. They're guys from, over on that side of the continent. It's cool. I like it. But then you're getting MJF and Adam Cole in the main event. I've talked about what I would do, which is I would have Adam Cole turn on MJF and basically realign the kingdom of Bennett, Taven, Roddy, and Adam Cole to be the new major player in the heel feud, because nobody gives a fuck about the Don Callis family. The fact that we're wasting Will Ospreay in a match with 7,000-year-old Chris Jericho is a fucking nightmare that I am not ready to watch. The Fatal 4-Way match for the women's title should be fine. I don't think there's a shot in hell that Saraya doesn't walk out with the title. I mean, let's be real here. She hasn't wrestled in her home country in 7 years. She hasn't won a title in 10 years. Blah, 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 whatever she said. I don't think she's not winning the title in England. Let's be real here, even if it's a 1-week reign. The coolest thing about it right now is the fact that we're doing a stadium stampede in that stadium. That should be cool as shit. But who the fuck is the Blackpool Combat Club getting to team with them? Fucking like a week and a half ago in fucking Blood and Guts, Pac turned on them. They don't fucking like other people. Who are they going to go get the fucking team with?
Are they the heel team in this?
Yes, it is Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Penta, El Zio Miedo, and Rey Fenix versus Moxley, Claudio, Uter, and 3 to-be-announced teammates.
So, okay.
You don't think they're going to get cheered, though, over there? Like, they're going to be the face in this match, aren't they?
No, they're
I get there are heel.
So, okay, here's though, I'll say this. I know I just said that I think that the build for All In is really good, and I've enjoyed the build for it. As someone who's watched the last 3 weeks of AEW programming, I can't even begin to guess who the 3 people are going to be to team with the Blackpool Combat Club, because there's been no kind of hint or direction in any capacity for 3 people joining them, to even help them. There's nobody I can think of. Maybe you can get away with using Uno and those guys from the Dark Order, because they are heels at this point too. I'm just saying you can do it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying you can do it.
I think they pigeonhole 3 British wrestlers.
I was going to say I would rather almost pick up the phone and call up New Japan and be like, can we get fucking Evil Dick to go and somebody else to come over and fucking
Grado.
Yeah, I don't even give a fuck who the third one is, because this match just feels like dog water. It really does. It's what are we doing here, guys? Here's the thing. Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli would have been a just fine enough match for the Ring of Honor World Title on this show. You could have put Moxley and Uter against somebody, so you get John on the show. Again, we've had enough conversations about the Blackpool Combat Club. They should never fucking turn them heel, because they're always going to get cheered no matter where they go, because it's Gian, Moxley, it's Claudio, and it's Uter.
Can I also say that I fucking hate that Justin Roberts does Jeff Hardy as well? I fucking hate that guy. He's the worst. Sorry. Continue.
And
I'm just trying to think of heels.
It bothers me that a heel stable comes out too wild thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you.
That doesn't bother me as much as the fact that they're just fucking heels. They should have just never turned them.
Doesn't bother me as much as they're one of the 7 factions in that company.
But wait, money.
but so here's the reason I actually like that they're doing the Stadium Stampede over the idea of breaking up Kingston versus Claudio and Moxley versus somebody, and whoever versus whoever, because you're already at 8 matches on this card. You start breaking up that Stadium Stampede, this becomes a fucking 17 match fucking marathon again.
Or stay with me here. You move some of them to the next fucking week in Chicago.
Well, that would involve careful thought and consideration. And when you're doing 19 stacks of blow, it's hard to do that, Mike.
I'm aware. At the end of the day, if Stadium Stampede does not lead to whomever wins the match pinning Orange Cassidy and then Cassidy having to defend the Transcontinental title a week later against said person at All Out, what are we doing?
That's what's going to happen, and it's going to be Moxley, because they already were teasing that feud a couple of weeks ago. It's actually more confusing that they haven't just announced that match when they've been teasing it anyway, to be perfectly honest.
So in reality, right now, the matches we've talked about MJF, Adam Cole, we've talked about Ospreay, Jericho, Stadium Stampede. We have Kenny, Kota, and Hangman versus Who Gives a Shit, Bullet Club, and Take Shitta. Darby and Sting versus the Mogul Embassy in a tag team coffin match. That's what the fuck are we doing?
Cool. That's Sting on the card.
Just make it a no disqualification match. Why you're gonna drop both of them off the stage in coffins like you did the last time you had a coffin match? Christian's shoulder still fucked up from that. Way to go, guys! You fucking
great work.
Rejects. We talked about the Fatal 4-Way match. Honestly, FTR versus the Young Bucks number, what is that, 7? I remember when we talked about FTR getting the release that was a wrestling dream match.
Fun times.
I mean, we've been there, we've done that. Rinse,
club
repeat.
Meet dead horse meet club.
I would have been.
Can we talk about something that no one seems to want to talk about? And maybe it's just me. Y'all can disagree with me if you'd like. Nobody's talking about how the Young Bucks, either they don't care as much anymore, or they've legitimately just gotten older and lost a step, but they've clearly lost a step. Like, everyone talks about how Jeff Hardy's clearly lost a step. Nobody's talking about how the Young, and they haven't done anything to adapt their style. Like, guess what? Rey Mysterio has adapted his style so that he could still wrestle an entertaining match without being able to do the things that he did when he was 25 years old. The Young Bucks are still trying to do the same shit they were doing in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla back in 2009, but they're about, 13 years older now, so...
They're the old
late 30s, right? Late 30s?
Right.
38 and 34.
Oh, okay.
Matt is 38, Nick is 34. I just looked it up.
But when you've been doing this since you were like 18, 17 years old, like, the knees aren't what they used to be. You've lost a step. And I just feel like if any act in AEW actually really needs a makeover and just something fresh to do, it's the fucking Young Bucks.
I don't know that I guess necessarily go that far, because to me, Tony Khan is doing exactly what you would do whenever you go to a concert. You're going to see someone, you want to see them play the greatest hits. You want to see them play the music that you got into them for. You go see Leonard Skinner and you want to hear him play fucking Freebird, not whatever they put out a month ago on their new album. You want to hear the shit that and that's the same thing I feel like with them. Like, hey, I get it. More bang for your buck looked cool whenever he was able to do 4 rotations instead of 3 rotations. I get it. The super kicks are cool, but now everybody fucking does them. It's just one of those things where they are who they are. And the thing is, at 38 and 34, I don't think you're reinventing the wheel. I think both of them have gone through a few injuries that have definitely slowed them down. I think Tony relied on them heavily to work injured, and I think that screwed him. So I'm at the point now where it's like, I feel like you're getting what you get from the Young Bucks, and Godspeed that they're able to stay healthy enough to have one more really good run. But the person that needed a character change got it, and that was Jungle Boy. That was the guy who needed a character change more than anything.
Yeah, now he's generic Jack. Great job, Tony.
Exactly, with that fucking terrible fucking entrance music.
I would have just rather him come.
That entrance music is awful, Ryan. That's awful.
It's
you
bad.
know it is. It's bad.
Have you heard it, Ryan?
Now? or Tarzan Boy.
No,
Have
the
you
new
seen,
one.
Have you seen
Oh, the
Generic
new one's
Jack?
the new one's garbage.
Okay. Good.
Okay, I was about to say, please don't tell me we're about to
Oh, I
fight
thought
over
you were talking
generic
about his
Jack's
old
entrance
one.
theme.
Oh yeah, no,
Buddy, whoa,
okay.
whoa, till the fucking
yeah,
days.
no, that one was
Oh, okay.
great.
I was wondering what the hell you were talking about.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I'll Tarzan Boy
Jungle
this
Boy's
bitch
music was
off.
great.
That's
Generic Jack's is terrible.
So I mean,
I think
at
it's a
this-
great analogy you had with like Leonard Skinner. Like nobody wants to hear their new track. Get off our lawns. We're old now.
Why do you
But,
think?
right,
John
we want to hear
Cena's-
"Give Me 3 Steps" and "Sweet Home Alabama" and go home half drunk. That's
Why do you
what I
think
want to
John
do.
Cena still comes out with the hat and the towel and that whole deal? Nobody
Keep
wants
the
to
hat on,
see.
John.
Nobody wants to see Super Cena from back in the day. Like
yeah, nobody wants five moves of doom. We want
nobody
fucking,
wants ruthless aggression, John. Like nobody.
yeah. Nobody wants the prototype. We unless you're bringing back Word Life. I mean, I'm good. if you're bringing back Rap Cena, you might be able to get me for a nostalgia pop. But like, if not, give me Mighty Morphin Power Ranger colored T-shirt, John Cena with his hat and
see,
fucking
the
towel.
thing,
And
the
let's
thing
move
that I
on.
think is really bad about the way they've done this, and I know that I did kind of say it jokingly that they shouldn't have announced a match for this show, but I kind of think it would have been a great idea because the show is going to sell itself.
Yeah,
what I said about
The biggest wrestling show of all time.
it's what I said about Money in the Bank being in England too. What
You
why
know
are we
what you
announcing
could-
anything besides the Money in the Bank matches?
I was
Because
gonna say
at this point,
you could have gone away with maybe announcing like the world title match. Maybe announce 1 or 2 matches. Give us like 1 or 2 things where
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
the rest
like
Who knew?
but like just like you. I don't know that just the arena is enough to sell people on buying the pay-per-view. So like you give like 1 or 2 matches, but like you didn't need to announce what the Blackpool Combat
I think
Club
it
was
is.
going to be doing.
I absolutely think it is because here's the thing: anybody that's watching AEW, like I mean, I don't buy pay-per-views by myself at this point, and like at $50 a pop anyway. But like, this is a show. If I wasn't going to see Nickelback next Sunday, that I would absolutely be. Hey, we need to get a group of people together to watch this thing because I want to see this show in London. Without question,
Jim, that's the whitest thing you've ever said.
That's not true. I'm sure I've said whiter.
That's saying something.
I'm sure I've said whiter, but like, I would absolutely want to see this show. I'd want to see this show without a match announced more than I would want to see All Out with a full card announced, because it's an event.
when did they actually announce that this was going to be on pay-per-view?
Like 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks, yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Okay,
It's really only been
Very,
within the
very
last
recent,
month.
actually. Very recent.
I'm just dumbfounded because I was literally like, I don't see it anywhere on their homepage. Like when you go to like events, like when you look up this portion on the All Elite Wrestling website, and then you go to details, the only thing that's announced is Adam Cole versus MJF for the world title, and it says live on pay-per-view on the poster. But like, I remember a month ago we were on the show going, is this show even going to be on pay-per-view?
Yeah, but I mean, like here's the deal. Like, I know I'm watching WrestleMania every year. I know I'm watching SummerSlam every year. I know I'm watching the Royal Rumble every year. Like, I know that because those are big shows, spectacle shows. Those are events that you have to see, right? Like, that's what this show is. So here's the thing that they've really booked themselves into a corner, because you have 2 episodes of Dynamite, 2 episodes of Rampage, and 2 episodes of Collision left before All Out. Are you going to dedicate all of those to All Out's build? No, because you're going to go and focus this week's to promoting and doing the go home spots for All In. So you're literally going to have 1 week to book your WrestleMania or SummerSlam, like your biggest show of the year. That's the problem.
Can I just try to fantasy book it real quick, just off the top of my head? Just real quick. You'll get Claudio versus Eddie for the Ring of Honor World title.
Okay.
Because they'll have a moment in Stadium Stampede where the 2 of them take each other out. Darby versus Lucha, obviously, already announced. Orange Cassidy will take on John Moxley for the Transcontinental title and finally lose, because we got to get John Moxley a belt.
Sure.
We'll then get Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay and maybe Jeff Cobb of the United Empire, because Sammy's going to have to defend Chris Jericho's honor to try to save the Jericho Appreciation Society to fight the Callis family fucking funhouse. You'll get Take Shida versus Kenny Omega in a one-on-one match, because I think they're going to have a moment in the in the six-man tag match. I think you'll end up getting CM Punk Samoa Joe for the title. And then I think there's a realistic chance you get FTR versus either Bullet Club Gold or the Guns for the tag titles.
Ugh.
I didn't say it was going to be good. I just think it's going to be a match that's going to be on the show.
And you'll have a 6-minute women's match that nobody cares about.
You'll have Chris Statlander defend the TBS title, because Saraya is going to defend the
right. I'm like, who the
title.
hell's even the TBS champion?
Statlander defends the TBS title, but I don't think it's going to be a 6-minute match. I think it's going to be about a 12-minute match, and I think it's against the returning Jade Cargill. As much as I don't want it to be,
I'd rather see that go about 1.2 minutes.
Buddy, I don't want it to go long, and I don't want it to be Jade Cargill. But at the end of the day, what are your other options? Ruby Soho, because so that another member of the Outcast can try to win a title. I mean, their women's division is somewhere between hot and garbage, and it might be disrespectful to hot garbage. I'm not sure.
It really is destination unknown.
Hey-oh.
So this is just one of those where I think it's almost too thin. Like, if you would have done this show on the 27th and All Out would have been the first week of October, and you could have used that first week as Fallout and the next 2 or 3 weeks to build to the situation to All Out, like, it's real thin. And you're gonna have Fallout from All Out. You're gonna have Fallout from All In leading into All Out. There's a lot of gray.
And here's a wild thought. Don't feel the need to just do All Out at Chicago every year and look into the crystal ball into the future and say, guess what? Next year's All Out, we're going to celebrate, 4 years of AEW and all of this and blah, blah, blah with the biggest wrestling show in history. We're taking All Out to England. And then you avoid all of these issues. And Chicago gets another show in 2 weeks from now because they can't not go back to Chicago.
Or you sell out England and you sell a ton of pay-per-view buys, and the next week you sell out Chicago and you sell a ton of pay-per-view buys, because Joe hit the nail on the head 15 minutes ago that AEW marks are going to mark and buy it anyway.
It's true. It's all about money.
Jim, if you weren't going to see this era's Creed on Sunday, you said you were going to. So you're going to watch it. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. But I'm going to
watch it
for free.
I get that.
Your boy ain't paying $40 and then paying $49.99.
Well, that's again.
I get that, right? But you're going to tweet about it on Twitter, and you're going to bitch about it, and you're going to look at the YouTube videos, and AEW is going to win money just the same.
And again, for me, if I was watching one or both, it would be, hey, group of people, cousin Brian's,
right there with you.
Everybody pays $10, and we get some pizzas, and we watch it, and we come back, and we do the same thing next week.
The England show is going to be huge. People are going to watch anyway.
Yeah.
I think when Edge shows up on All Out, that's going to be freaking huge, and people are going to talk about it. And that was going to be your, I should have bought this moment.
Oh, God damn it. I just figured out who Chris Statlander's fighting at fucking All Out.
Beth Phoenix?
No, that fucking cunt Lacey Evans.
Oh, God.
She's building a diner. She's too busy.
Motherfucker.
She's making omelets.
She's doing OnlyFans, man.
That don't mean that she won't show up.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that, actually.
No, man, if there's a bag to get, Lacey Evans will be there.
Damn it, I just figured it out. Son of a
There's no way that's happening.
I got it.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, I had to wash my mouth out.
Although, again, it's one of those things. Like, I want Bill Goldberg to be in AEW and Ryback to be in AEW.
No, I want Goldberg and MJF. Shabbat Shalom.
Because I want all the marks who like bitched about why is Goldberg back in WWE and why is Lacey Evans here? She stinks. I want to watch them do the mental gymnastics of defending that on the AEW show.
Can
Can
talk?
I just say? Can I just say one thing? You know how they have to keep going back to Chicago every year? Did you see the Elvis movie where the whole thing with Colonel Rob?
Sucked.
No, that's the guy from WCW. Whatever the guy's name was, Colonel whatever. He like owed the casino money, and so he basically signed Elvis to like continue performing there regardless. Like basically, who do you think Tony Khan owes money to in Chicago? Because that's what this feels like.
I mean, some sort of mob boss. The mafia.
No, right? No, right? No, Ryan hit the nose. Ryan hit the nose on the line.
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Hold on, I had to clear my sinuses there, guys. Hold on, give me a minute.
I will say, just because I want to at least say a couple of positive things about AEW.
Why?
I really do love what they're doing because I've been enjoying watching it for the most
you
part.
haven't.
Like, it's not perfect.
Don't lie to yourself.
It's not perfect. There's a lot not good. I've really enjoyed
Texas
Christian.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Every time Christian is on TV cutting a promo, acting like he's the champion, even though Luchasaurus is the champion, it's really kind of entertaining. So, like, for that, I will give them props.
Wait,
of course, he's
the
not
sports
doing
entertainer
anything
was
at all
entertaining?
Yes, but like, unfortunately, the bar is very low in AEW, so like he's like nailing it out of the park.
Sheamus is showing up, and him and Claudio are reconnecting the bar.
That'd be awesome.
Sorry, he said
You
bar.
know, they are both uncircumcised, so they're just gonna dock, is what you're saying, right? Like reconnecting the bar.
My God. Damn it!
I mean, I'm making assumptions on their European heritage.
Bonk bonk.
Come on, man.
Wow.
It's called docking.
Can you just say something positive about fucking AEW?
Is that what they do on the Jarrett Cruise?
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
I heard they also did that on January 6th. But,
Coming ashore, boy.
Oh.
Anything else positive about this, or
nope?
I feel like we can move on from AEW.
Thank fucking God.
Joe, do you want to do your topic now? Or you want me to do mine?
Yeah. No, let's do my topic because I'm probably gonna jump off then after that. I kind of do want to hear your guys' answers. Actually, I do have an answer for your topic too, so I might throw that out there real fast before I go. Cool. But my topic, real quick, because I was listening to, I'm trying to find new podcasts to listen to that aren't just wrestling. So I was listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR like weekly quiz show podcast. Really entertaining, totally worth listening to. And one of the questions from a couple of episodes ago brought up how a popular trend right now is sending people cameos to break up with them, using celebrities to kind of break the bad news or good news, I guess, depending on who you're asking. So my question to you guys is, if you were sending a cameo to someone to break up with them, which wrestler would you use to send that from? And from the other side of the coin, if you were the one receiving a cameo that you're being broken up with, what wrestler would you hope was delivering the bad news to you?
Okay, so let's do the sending one first.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I say Jim go first.
All right. So in a hypothetical world where the person that I am breaking up with does not acknowledge their tribal chief, I would absolutely do a Roman Reigns / Bloodline. I'll go Roman, so I don't bogart a lot of superstars.
So Roman breaking up with whoever you're breaking up with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Acknowledge me.
There it is.
Ernest?
This wouldn't work because this guy's dead, unfortunately. But in a
there it
hypothetical
is.
world, you already know where I'm going this way. It's not Paul Orndorff, of course.
Well, you can't pick somebody that's dead.
Dummy.
What's saying hypothetically? We'll do AI. Fuck it.
No, stop it.
We'll do AI, dickhead.
Like, yes, we're doing a hypothetical breakup, but like
Stay off the
Cameo,
weed, dummy.
it's got to be somebody that's alive to do it. Like when
No,
Cameo's
but-
been in
No,
existence.
I was gonna say Savage, but the other choice was Ric Flair, actually.
Okay, that's a better one.
He's got experience in that.
He can woo you.
He's kind of alive.
Woo you breakdown.
He wouldn't even know what he was doing. He would start trying to sell you wings.
Joe, did you fall in a hole?
Look at Ryan's face. He's like, what the fuck are we?
Joe, are
Where
you
did Joe-
okay?
Where did Joe go?
He's in a hallway, I think.
In a
Are you-
hole, maybe.
You
A
all
hallway,
right?
yeah.
Jesus.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, if you want it.
If I was breaking up with someone, I would have to pick. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up.
That's
for,
why I wanted a soundbite. That made sense now.
See, that makes sense now, right?
that's real good.
Thank you.
So Big Jim wanted to bitch about EJ's choice because the guy was dead, and it needs to be somebody that they could do on Cameo. And Roman Reigns isn't an
Yeah.
option on Cameo, Big Jim.
I don't think bad news.
He's
bears.
So I
alive?
do research like I should. And if I'm breaking up with the bitch, I ain't spending any money. I'm choosing Blake Christian for 10 fucking bucks and break up with that bitch for 10 bucks.
Good
I
answer,
don't give
good
a shit
answer.
what he says. He's going to give me a cameo in 24 hours saying, see ya, bitch, for $10.
Wait, he's saying
Bye-bye, bitch.
There
All
it
I
is.
need him to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm out $10. You know how much Roman Reigns would cost? You're a fool, Jim.
it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it, Ryan.
You're a fool.
God.
Joe, who would you use? Unless you fell in that hole again.
No, but give me about 10 seconds because I am gonna go back in. Hold on.
I feel like Bad News Barrett might be one of the best low key entries that this could have
Yeah,
been.
I don't
that
think
was
you
perfect.
fucking up top that one. Honestly, no.
I feel like that was just a good. Just it fit perfect.
I mean,
Okay,
Seth-
so wait, who
Yeah.
am I
You've done good.
sending a breakup from?
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm breaking up with someone, I chances are I'm going scorched earth. So I think I'm gonna get the best scorched earth promo guy in the industry, and that was, and always will be Paul Heyman.
All right.
Like, just give it to her brutal, give it to her or him ECW, like extreme style. Let's just make them regret their life a little bit.
Wow.
This man once in an airport, I told him that I loved the place that was his favorite burger place, and he was like, I'm never gonna go eat there again. This is a real story from the one time I met Paul. Mike was there. He can confirm this.
It was.
But there's this place. So he's from he's from Westchester, and I went to college in Westchester. So there's this bar that has really good. I don't remember the name of it, and it makes me sad. I haven't been there obviously in like 6 or 7 years at this point. But they have like the best burgers that you could possibly have. And it might be in Yonkers now that I think about it, but he had done like an interview where he said, hey, this is the best burger place ever. So when I saw him in person at the airport and we were like, I'm trying to make chit chat or whatever, I was like, yo, that place really does have amazing burgers. And this man literally was said to whoever, I think he was like signing an autograph for someone. And he literally looked at them and went, because of him, I'm never going to go eat there again.
Oh no, he was great in the airport. He was fantastic. Like he stayed in character for a little bit of it.
One girl asked me to like well, he was like, if you want a photo, just ask someone to take a photo. And he pointed at me and it was like, but not him. If you ask him, you're not getting the photo.
I took the photo.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, and then at the end of it, like we were like, hey, thanks for everything, man. We really appreciate it. He pulled both of us close. He's like, you guys are the fans that I love because you guys just enjoy it, and you didn't come in and bombard me and ask me to sign this and ask me for a photo and ask me for this. He's like, I really appreciate the two of you.
Yeah, no,
he was really cool.
I passed by him on the plane because we were both flying back to New York. So he was obviously in like first class and I was a lot further back. So I passed by him while I was getting on and I looked at him and I was just like, thank you. And he looked at me and it was like, no, thank you. But in a sincere way, it came across, So, I mean, he seems like a really genuine guy, but also too, he could probably really make someone reconsider their life decisions. which I mean, dating me should probably already make them do anyway. Don't tell my actual current boyfriend I said that. Anyway,
Don't worry, I will. Next week at your birthday dinner. Oops.
Thanks for the invite.
Hey, fly down. You can have my seat.
There's always room for Mo.
I mean, we would invite Jim, but that means he'd have to get on a plane, and that's not gonna.
Yeah, I love you, Joe, but no thanks.
It's okay. We can celebrate in Philly.
Not
40.
Before we get to the next part, hey Jim, whenever you get a second, figure out those dates for Disney so I can at least look at the golf package.
Yeah, we have it. We have everything.
You said May, right?
It's end of April now, but I'll send you guys the details.
That's cool. That's right around Bella's birthday. So,
gee, that's fucking. So you and Matt gonna come within 2 weeks of each other then?
Yeah, April's gonna fucking ruin my life, but it's all gonna be.
Feel free to take out your kidney and fucking donate it. Pay for it.
It's fucking take out a second mortgage month, but yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it
for sure. I just wanted to bring that up again so I can remind you. All right, I guess this is the second half of Joe's question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Receiver.
You get into bad news.
Should we go reverse order? Joe, you go first, then we go to Ryan, me, Ernest, Jim.
That totally works for me because I'm walking my dog and my phone's on 4%, so you might lose me real soon.
Hey, yeah, wow. Perfect. This game.
Let's see.
Like I posted a show before.
Okay, wait, real fast before my phone dies. Also, my answer to Jim's question that he hasn't introed yet or whatever is going to be Daniel Bryan. Y'all can figure out why after. Anyway, so if I was receiving the bad news, it's hard, right? Because part of me would want it to like obviously come from someone who's being nice about it or whatever. Like maybe like Michael Cole just giving me some bad news, being like, "Hey, buddy, like, you know, it's gonna be okay." But like also too, maybe a good laugh would be kind of fun. So maybe I know I just mentioned him in the AEW topic, but maybe someone like Christian, because I feel like he would probably make you. He wouldn't be like the Paul Heyman, like actually make you hate your life, but he would say a whole bunch of shit that would probably make you kind of laugh. Like he'd probably explain to you all the reasons why the person who's breaking up with you hated you, but in a way that you would be like, yeah, that's true. He got me there. Like he would roast you.
Creepy little bastard.
Like wearing a giant foam hat.
Yes.
Turd Ferguson.
Maybe play the kazoo a little bit.
Yeah.
If Edge doesn't have a new WWE contract, he just shows up in the video for the hell of it. Like, you know.
They just hit you with the, you think you know me. You think you know me.
Right.
You think you know me. Sorry.
But yeah, that would be mine.
Ryan.
That's good. So earlier I advocated for EJ's dead person because I would hope that my person breaking up with me knows I'm a professional wrestling fan and would like want to do it the right way and would get like the Iron Sheik to just be like, you jabroni, that she hates you and like wants to humble me. But if that's not the case, again on Cameo, I hope she spends $125 and gets Greg the Hammer Valentine to record breaking up with me, just like in his easy chair, just like breathing heavy.
That's
like,
wrong.
hey,
that's so wrong.
Jessica's here breaking up with you.
Just dropping the hammer on you.
He just drops his hammer on me, Greg style. So for $125, she could rent Greg the Hammer Valentine to break up with me.
I like that one actually. That one's actually pretty fun. Fuck. I'm gonna go with someone who's probably not on Cameo, but I feel like it'd be a fun because I would save this video just to watch it repeatedly. Ding dong, hello.
Oh,
I'm going with Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? If it's gonna happen, I might as well get some enjoyment out of it. Ding dong, hello, you're broken up with. Goodbye. Slam the door in your face, and then that's the video.
She would make so much money for that, like 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Cha-ching.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably go a little rest in peace and with Undertaker.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Mike. I was doing the same thing in my head. I was like, are we really having this discussion for the second time?
He just keeps picking dead people because he's afraid.
He's not dead though. Fuck. So Mark Calloway doesn't.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of Undertaker,
that's
Jim,
awesome.
Did you listen to this week's episode of the FKC Fantasy Hour?
I did. Craig, I'm still working on it. Fuck you.
That's the greatest shirt idea of all time. Ryan,
Goddamn.
you know that shirt?
No, but I don't know what happened to Craig. I miss Craig. I was on one show with Craig, and I was like, man, this guy's my spirit animal.
You know what? You want to be on our fantasy football show?
I don't watch fantasy football.
Ryan
enough
doesn't
to
play
know.
fantasy football.
Doesn't matter.
I haven't played fantasy football since college.
You can just come on and troll with us. It's a lot of fun.
When is it recorded? I don't
We
got
record
time.
Tuesday nights.
I could do it.
All right, I'll let you know. I'll keep you in the
Yeah.
loop.
You guys want to
just-
play? You guys want to play fantasy U.S. Open tennis? Is that a
Nope.
thing? Like,
pass?
Let's do it,
It's a
man.
hard pass.
Look,
My answer to this question is Maurice, because how sad could I be if Maurice is talking to me?
the Miz
oh, you'd be
always
staring
wins.
at them titties.
Exactly. It's why other countries that aren't prudish like have the naked news, because
No.
like what's the big deal if you're getting bad news if you're looking at a beautiful naked woman, right? Or
The
guy.
the one woman that Joe goes straight for.
No.
Allegedly, you did say that one time that.
No, he said she
No,
has a
that's
great
Vicky
ass.
Guerrero.
He said she has a great ass. That's different, EJ.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put anything in it. Jim volunteers
You're a
his tribute.
fucking mess.
I volunteer as whatever tribute needs to be volunteered for.
Like,
And
and I'm okay with that because honestly, the Miz is hot. Like, I'll go occupy him while Jim gets a run for his money.
All right,
can
well,
make this work.
you have about 4 seconds, Joe.
She'd be running away, so Jim would be.
You literally have about 4 seconds. So occupy.
I'll have you know 4 seconds is all I need.
There you go. See, that works. That
People
works.
helping people. We
Exactly.
PHPing over here. We PHPing.
Exactly. Look at that. Yeah.
We make
Yeah.
a good team. We're like Smokey and the Bandit. We're Big Jim and the Fag.
God.
Why is this real life?
Oh my God, I love you
I'm
for
not gonna lie. That's a TV show I'd watch.
that. Big Jim in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Hold on.
Sometimes I think I like fever dream that there was a show called Jake and the Fat Man back in the 80s, but I swear to God, there was a show called Jake and the Fat Man back in the 80s on like CBS. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s dad might have been on it. I could be making that part up.
There was a show, Jake and the Fat Man, was an American crime drama television series starring William Conrad as prosecutor, J.L. Fatman McCabe, and Joe Penny as investigator Jake Stiles. The series ran on CBS for 5 seasons from September 26, 1987 to May 6, 1992.
Oh shit, that recent.
I know
Diagnosis
some
Murder
really
was a spin-off.
random TV
I thought it was
shit.
the 70s. I thought it was the 70s or something. I didn't think it was the 80s, 90s.
Yep, Jake and the Fat Man.
Not
Y'all
to go
remember
back.
Small Wonder?
Yep.
Yeah, you would, you whitey.
I didn't like the show. I'm just saying I remember the show.
Not to go back to our discussion about AEW, but there are some names floating around for those 3 random men that have to join the Blackpool Combat Club for Stadium Stampede. The House of Black.
Black.
And
That
then
can
there's
make
one
sense.
and then there's one that if it was to happen, I think the world would literally explode. And it's Shooter.
The Fat
Hey,
Man.
Jake and the Fat Man.
It is Jake and the Fat Man.
Oh
You know,
shit!
Did you see how it was like He-Man font? Did you
Yes.
notice
Yes.
that?
Hey man, Fat Man.
I just remember the show now.
I don't.
You know damn well that guy
well.
struggled buying belts.
So the other 3 names that are floating around is Shota, aka Mox's protege, Lance Archer. You got to find something for him to do. And this is the name that I feel like would break the internet because of the hatred that Eddie Kingston has for this man. It's Chris Hero.
Oh.
Can I
I've
just
heard that
say,
Tony Khan has been trying to get him to wrestle a match.
has there ever been a statement more accurately to depict a wrestler than gotta find him something to do for Lance Archer? Because his entire AEW run has just been gotta find him something to do.
The whole thing sucks.
There is also rumor that members of the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster will be in London, including Kenta, Zack Sabre Jr., Phantasmo, Shibata, and Ishii.
I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. is British, right? Like, that makes sense.
Somebody also said Chris Hero and then the return of Santana and Ortiz.
But, like, here's my question.
Carlos Santana?
Yes, smooth.
Like,
he's really
and
smooth.
Rob Thomas.
But, like,
Rob
here's
that rounds out the team.
Maybe this is just me being an asshole, but, like, what do you need them for? You've already sold 85,000 tickets. You've stolen. I mean, you've gotten their money.
I mean, you do need to find 3 bodies to put with the Blackpool.
Oh, right.
Combat Club.
But, like, if you were having trouble selling tickets, that's when you use Zack Sabre Jr. here.
I love that somebody goes.
3 bodies, if you just need 3 bodies, like Audrey Edwards isn't doing anything.
I just love that somebody said that the 3 people that should fill in should be Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. I love that comment, and I was like, "Yep, that's the one. That's the one."
And honest to God, that's the most AEW thing that could possibly happen.
The 3 people should be Paul White,
and that's no BS.
Okay, so the day before All In London, Rev Pro has their 11th anniversary show. On that show, Dan Maloney on the New Japan roster.
Dan Maloney.
Mickey James will be over there as she's fighting for the women's title. Phantasmo Shibata, David Finlay and Gabriel Kidd. Subculture, which is Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. Tomohiro Ishii, Zack Sabre Jr., Shingo Takagi, Will Ospreay, Trent Seven. I mean, there are names here that they could get to fill in for the Blackpool Combat Club real quick.
You get 3 British blokes.
Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. You put Zack Sabre Jr., Trent Seven, and if you want to pop the crowd, Grado.
Ricky Knight Jr. because it's Soraya's brother.
There you go.
I
also can't wait for All In and All Out to go past by us and Keith Lee to be on neither show. And then
Bastion Robbins in his glory, baby.
And AEW fans can continue to tell me that WWE misused him. That'll be cool.
Baskin Robbins in his glory, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've lost Joe, so let's pivot to the final.
Yeah, Joe's gone. So this one, because Joe presented his topic first, which is a rarity with this group. And I was like, man, I wanted to use an episode title with like heartbreak in it somehow. And I was like, well, what topic can I do? And then I was like, okay, this will make sense. Dream matches. We like to talk like fantasy book dream matches, things like that. And we have obviously seen returns over the years. Now, we have seen this guy make a return one time to a Saudi show, and it was, well, sucked. But if you could get Shawn Michaels at the peak of his career, wherever you view the peak of his career, because some people would say like mid-90s was the peak. Some people would say DX era was the peak. Some people would say Shawn Michaels' return from injury was the peak of his career. So like you can pick whatever era of HBK that you want, but if you could have him have a dream match against a current wrestler, any company, anywhere in the world, who would it be and why? I think Mike, you requested to go first on this one.
No, I requested to go first on the breakup one.
Okay,
the soundbite. That's why.
Oh yeah, I had the break. Yeah. I had that. Joe made his selection. It is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that one kind of makes sense because
protege versus trainee.
Yeah,
this has the story build, and I'll be honest with you, I know Joe well enough. I don't think I'll do it justice, but I think those are probably 2 of his top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. So if you're gonna do it, I think that makes the most sense for Joe's thought process. So I think that's the easiest way to explain it.
You know, and you would have the guy that is in some circles considered the best wrestler in WWE history. I mean, Ric Flair calls Shawn Michaels the best wrestler in WWE history. Mm-hmm. And you have Daniel Bryan, who's one of the best to ever do it. I mean, literally, and is, arguably the best in the world over the last couple of years. So it's hard to argue against that match, to be honest. Ryan, you want to go?
I was looking for the unmute button and I was already unmuted.
Ouch.
Love
About
it.
right. Yeah, I would put that on the pre-show, Jim.
Love that.
No,
it.
so HBK comes back, height of power.
Mhm.
I've always looked at HBK of like a little bit smaller than everybody else. He's like 6'1". He was smaller than Triple H, smaller than the Undertaker. And I think some of his feuds he was always like fighting up. So with that being said, I think him versus somebody like Gunther would be a fantastic match. You wouldn't think that they would necessarily have the same wrestling style, but I think they would gel really, really well and put on a really compelling story. So I'm gonna say Big Gunth.
I love that one. I love that one.
I like that one a
I'm
lot.
sorry if that upsets you, EJ.
No, because the beauty of Shawn Michaels is the fact that he's someone that could work with any style, anyone. I mean, he worked with big guys, small. It doesn't matter. So and Gunther it was a perfect selection. To be honest with you, I went cheap here, of course. I went Seth Rollins, honestly.
Shocker. Does he?
I don't hate.
Does he have to wear the big yellow boots?
That shit was fucking hysterical. I fucking marked out. I saw
Croc
that shit.
boots, baby.
I love it.
I
love
fucking
that.
out of my ass. I was like, what the fuck is this dude wearing? But he gets it,
Now, what was the reason for Seth beside it being obvious? Feel free to enlighten the people at home.
No, I just think that both guys are two of I would put Seth on a top 10 in ring talent all time, like in ring. I mean, we could debate about him being is he top 25 all time, 20 all time, whatever. But as an in ring talent, he's one of the 10 best in ring guys I've ever seen in any promotion.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm definitely not saying you're wrong. I like it. I like the. Yeah.
I don't have an argument against it. So when the question was posed, I came up with a current wrestler, and then I came up with another wrestler from the past that if I could put both of them in a time machine and get like super Shawn and super said wrestler. So I'm gonna give my current one first, and then I'll give the other one after because I think it'd be fun to have that conversation too. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens.
Oh,
I think Kevin's in-ring ability, his skill, he is a little bit of more of a brute. I think that style of offense that Kevin runs with the pop-up power bomb and the stunner and all that stuff, I think it's a match that would be entertaining. The promos leading up to it would be fun. I just think it'd be a great contrast in styles. And Shawn, like you guys have said before, he's the smaller guy that works his way against the bigger opponents. Kevin with that style of offense, I think also fits that bill. It's the storybook ending. Can David finally beat Goliath? And I think that, Kevin Owens with the way whenever he works as a heel, I think he plays a pretty damn good Goliath.
Yeah. I like that answer too.
Nice. Do you want me to give mine and then you'll go back to your?
Yeah.
This is one that I know that this wrestler has said that he would love to try and convince Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement now to do this match. And it's AJ Styles.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, holy
You don't want
crap.
one.
Like, and I mean, I know like in the last year-ish, I think AJ started to slow down a little bit. I think he's even said like he knows he's towards the end of his career. I think when he re-signed with WWE this year, he said it's probably the last contract that he's ever going to sign, which is like, it's sad to think about. But like, man, you go back to, Japan or Ring of Honor or, early Impact era, early TNA era, AJ Styles, when he was just, I mean, literally the fucking best in the world against, Shawn Michaels at the peak of his ability. Holy hell. Like that's Dave Meltzer would run out of stars probably to give that match.
Yeah.
For being honest about it. I think those two would have one of the matches that would just get talked about forever and ever. Amen. Mike, what was your other one?
If I'm gonna go back, give me Sting. Give me Surfer Sting versus, like, I don't want Crow Sting. I want blonde hair Surfer Sting versus that Shawn Michaels, because I think those two in ring would be fan-fucking-tastic.
I like that.
I had written Sting down as well. As an active wrestler, I don't know like what rules we could bend there, but if Sting is still active and going today.
He's still active.
Right.
Yeah, technically it works.
That's a match that's never happened.
I wanted straight up Surfer Sting. Like, that's why I said that Sting isn't active. We're not getting that Sting back. That's why
I'd have been fine with Crow Sting.
Not
Joker Sting, but Crow Sting I'd have been fine with.
Watching Dynamite, literally as he said that, he came on the screen. Watching
Dynamite, he looks like he's bringing back the little Joker Sting gimmick.
Yeah, the little red here. I'm watching it now.
It was a fun little bit.
I have one more. I have one more. Now, I don't know if these guys actually met in the ring prior to his retirement, because like he came in 06 and Shawn was obviously still wrestling, but I've never seen him fight before. So, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't think they would have ever.
Was there not a tag match where it was?
I don't know. I mean, if there is, let me know.
Randy versus DX.
I don't know. There's a 3-year crossover
when they were Legacy.
I mean, I don't know, but it's a 3-year crossover when he came in and when he left.
I think there
may have been, but I've never seen one before. So if there was, fine. But I think Cody today, especially how polished he is now, would be great at against Peak Shawn. Now, you guys, here's a question. As you mentioned that
you never wrestled Punk either.
So Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase in a steel cage match is one of the first things that pops up on Daily Motion whenever you
really
type that in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was saying, I just pulled that up. It's actually the WWE Classic match, August 23rd of 2000.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. I know that when he came in 06, he was still there, but I wasn't sure if
they
actually was at SummerSlam 2009.
They also had a Hell in a Cell match, I think.
But tag match though. Right?
Correct. Yeah, but I'm gonna assume that they probably had a match on an episode of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Probably, because that was the style back then, was you have all parts wrestling each other leading up to.
Then I'll say this: give me American Nightmare Cody Rhodes against
there you go
against Shawn Michaels. Now here's to add on to this topic though, because you mentioned about peaks and whatnot. Because you can argue he has different peaks. What would you consider his biggest peak in your opinion?
Hold on before you get there. The other name that I was going to mention that nobody else mentioned, surprisingly, is the head of the table.
Yeah. I mean, look at what Rollins and Roman have done in the ring together. So height of power, Shawn Michaels, absolutely would.
He works for everybody, man. That guy fucking. Like even though him and Vader had issues at SummerSlam 96, when Vader was focused, it did actually work for a little bit.
Yeah,
right.
So what your question, EJ, is like what part of Michael's career do we view as his?
Would you individually consider his peak? Because my answer is definitely.
I think his best performances were after he came back from the injury.
He definitely has the best moments after 2002. I think his peak though. Day to day, or week to week, when I call that, was between 96 and 98 before he got hurt.
I mean, yeah. So his the promo stuff or actual matches?
The matches, yeah, matches.
To be brutally honest, I remember more of his later run after the injury for his matches, because the only match that really ever stands out is the casket match that he gets hurt in. The match against Austin, and the Iron Man match. Those are like
not bad blood. Not bad blood.
The first Hell in the Cell. The first Hell.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite match of all time of any wrestler in history of.
Well, so shocking that you pick that portion of the era, but I mean, honestly, I think his unsanctioned match at SummerSlam against Triple H is better than the Hell in the Cell match.
Yeah, I will say this to Shawn Michaels, to his credit though. You look at his entire
And then-
career. The
then you
moments
get him-
O2 moments are by far the biggest.
Well,
his career.
let's peel back the layer. It's the first ever elimination chamber that he wins. I don't know. One of his best moments is super kicking Shelton Benjamin after a springboard on an episode of Monday Night Raw after the comeback. I mean, he's had countless moments. You know, I'm sorry, I love you. The match against Ric Flair was post that. You know,
That moment right there.
Him and Jericho Mania 19.
I'm sorry. Let's not forget the fact that we sat here and talked about how him and fucking Undertaker had probably one of, if not two of, the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. That was post 2002. I get it. It wasn't 2002 to 2007, but it's like post injury. I feel like there's many layers of Shawn Michaels that you can peel back and say, okay, that Shawn.
This actually brings up another topic idea I had weeks ago. I was going to bring up. Was it
You have
wrong?
to show more than once a month to bring up more than one topic there, guy.
No, what I'm saying is that shut up.
Tell me I'm wrong without telling me I'm wrong.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Does it bother you that he only held the title once after 02?
No, because I mean, how many times did the Undertaker hold it the last couple years of his career? It rhymes with like Miro.
But I'm talking about a couple of years. We're talking about like 7 years. A 7-year.
Just putting people over.
No, I get that.
Title belt,
right?
Plus, it was the reign of terror for Triple H. Like,
right, but he was a transition guy. Like, an 05, 06, hold it for like a month or two.
Why would you make Shawn Michaels a transition champion?
I would never make Shawn Michaels a
it.
transitional champion. There's no reason for it. At the end of the day, the most over heel that you had post 2002 was the champion for most of the time that Shawn Michaels was back wrestling as an active wrestler, and he was in the chase, and the chase is better than the culmination. You know, we've proven that this year with Cody Rhodes. The chase got us all excited. We're more mad that he didn't walk out of WrestleMania 39 with the title than we would have been happy if he walked out of WrestleMania 39 with the title, because then we would have been like, well, what the fuck? Why did they not let Roman finish the trek? We've gotten this far. Why the fuck are we finishing? Why aren't we doing that? Like, there would have been heads would have rolled either way. But the most over heel did the most villainous tactics to make sure that he never or only won the title one time. And that villain was his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H needed that run more than Shawn Michaels needed a meaningless. There it is, Marty Jannetty. Boy, fuck that.
There's gonna be a part 2 of this topic next week. I'm already locking it in. I want you guys, and I'll tell you guys now, so you have a week to plan this out.
Cool.
Give me your personal top 5 best Shawn Michaels matches. Do it next week on the show.
So we have 2 topics. We have 2 topics already lined up for next week.
We're going
to preview All In. We're not going to not preview All In. Let's
of course.
Be transparent here.
I don't know how you guys wouldn't talk about this Shawn Michaels topic without talking about SummerSlam 1990, where that motherfucker sold the entire match, writhing in pain.
I have to ask: was that real? Was he really hurt though? He was really hurt, right? He was really hurt.
Well, he may have had he probably had an injury.
He wasn't ring ready, I don't think.
Yeah, he probably had an injury coming into that match.
To this day,
I'm
trying to
do all the
out.
hard.
Yeah.
You know what? If they swerved you good, that's great. That's great storytelling right there. But boy, I sold that entire match. Find another Shawn Michaels match where he sold as much.
Can we turn that Shawn Michaels
SummerSlam versus Hulk Hogan?
Can we turn that? No, Shawn Michaels versus God.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
Yep, there you go. Can we turn that into a draft though? Can we not have the same fucking list? I would much rather draft the top 5 Shawn Michaels matches.
Well, they're not your top 5.
Yeah,
I mean, you can give your top 5 after, but I'd rather turn this into a draft because, buddy,
to your point though, like Mike he has a lot of great matches though. So I mean, if anybody who can pull it off for is that guy.
I'm just telling you right now. Breaking news. This just in, guys. WrestleMania 10 is probably going to be on all of our fucking lists. I was
going to say this. The sad thing is, like, the top 5s are probably going to be very similar.
I was going to say you might have the Hell in the Cell at 1 and the ladder match at 2. I might have fucking the ladder match at 1 and Hell in the Cell at 4. Like, I really feel like there are matches that like they're going to be on everybody's list. That's why I was almost like, I'd rather make this challenging and make this like fun, and then at the end we can talk about what our actual top 5 list is. I think you can bring both to the table. I just feel like digging deep into the Shawn Michaels barrel is not a bad thing.
If you want to expand it to make the palette a little larger to pick from, if you want to include the Rockers matches, you can do so too.
Sure, absolutely. He was part of the Rockers. Why wouldn't we?
Right.
Yeah, any match with Shawn Michaels in it. I mean, you could pull back from the AWA days if you want to.
But I gotta tell you, ranking his top 5 best matches for me personally, it's actually tough.
I already know what number 1 is.
Well, number 1 for me, yeah. But 2 through 5 is sick because SummerSlam 02 is right in top 3 for me personally. But then so is Mania 25. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
all right. Well, you have a week to prepare, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Ryan.
Dude, you're not 43, Ryan. Where you going?
I got a jet boy.
Ryan.
I'm so old.
What almost done anyway, so.
Oh, are you done?
Yeah, we just
last
have to do
topic.
wrestlers of the week, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, well, we're done.
Do I have to give a wrestler of the week?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Because Joe's gone. Ryan can have the first 2 picks,
Yeah,
so that if he wants the jet afterwards, he can.
That'll work.
We don't have a song,
baby.
Oh, I'm waiting for. I just.
Oh
give
yeah,
them?
sorry,
we're not fancy like 3CT. We're fucking.
My goodness.
I mean, do you want me to?
We are fancy.
Would it make you feel better if I played the song, Ryan?
Nope.
Make him comfy.
Nope. I'm comfortable. I'm good. I'm good now. I wasn't sure. What are the parameters here?
Just pick.
You're just going to list two wrestlers that are going to go up to the monthly big board for the month of August, which we'll put into our power rankings.
Boy, well, let me tell you what. I have watched a ton of professional wrestling in the last week, and I am prepared as anybody to give my top 2 wrestlers of these past weeks.
Did you watch negative amounts of wrestling?
I watched 0 minutes and 0 seconds of professional wrestling this past week.
So it's appropriate that he picks for Joe.
Correct. That's why
Joe has been watching AEW, but typically.
So if these are Joe's picks, number 1 is Austin Theory, obviously.
There it is.
Naito, absolutely winning the G1 and punching his ticket to go to main event inside the Tokyo Dome. That is a huge story that Jim wasn't aware of, but we need to definitely recognize professional wrestling.
What the hell is even that?
Outside of the United States, which is why I'm also going to pick QT Marshall. He is the new AAA Latin American champion from down there in the AAA. So both picks outside of the WWE. Jim's upset.
Get a life, kid.
And because he's so upset, I'll give him the first pick of the rest.
Give me the title win that really matters from this past week, and that is your new WWE United States champion, Rey Mysterio.
Thank God. Ernest, go ahead.
What match Raw are you picking, EJ?
Well, I had Rey Mysterio on top of my list when you fucking took him. So
shocker.
Give me
you go first.
Give me the guy who may or may not be back at WWE. You back, Jey Uso.
Ryan, do you have something to add?
Was I only supposed to pick one?
No.
We gave you
the ability to pick the first 2.
You got white privilege. You got white privilege, Ryan.
You're the guest.
All right. Well, I'm gonna white privilege my ass out. See you, boys.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Later.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I do too. That's awful.
Jesus,
that's awful,
Christ.
by the way. So he took who would have been my first pick, which was my pick for wrestler of the week on the 3CT show, which was Tetsuya Naito.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna do something, and this person may not make our top 15 list, and that's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, so it'll go to the match or the wrestler graveyard like most of EJ's picks. That's fine.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, like, I don't necessarily know that like it's a bad thing, but like I'm gonna take Big Gunther. For like the 3rd week in a row, this guy's been on the show, and it's literally because at the end of the day, what he's doing to keep Otis and Chad Gable and all of that stuff like going, like give me old Gunther.
I like it. I like it.
Feel free to go again, Jim.
Give me Camille. She just passed 800 days as the NWA Women's World Champion.
Sick. Ernesto?
All right, give me Cody. Nice match against Finn. Nice. On Raw.
All right, I'm trying to see. Yeah, exactly. Trying to see if there was anything cool that happened on any of the other, because like, and I'm not going to nominate said person for our wrestler of the week, but like shout out to like super fan like Izzy Moreno for having her first like professional wrestling match. I saw that on Instagram. That was cool. Hopefully that leads to bigger things for her. I wish her the best of luck.
19, 20?
No, she's like 16 or 17.
She's like a senior in high school.
Shit. She might be 18, maybe. Okay. I'm not even sure.
She's 16 or 17.
Holy shit.
Part of me wants to also go to the CM or the AAA for AAA over there in Mexico City. But he took the obvious answer in QT Marshall. PWG 20 Mystery Vortex. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. 60-minute Iron Man match. You're still Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
Didn't even know that there was a show, but Daniel Garcia retained the title 4-3 in a Iron Man match over Speedball Mike Bailey. So I'm cool with it.
We acknowledge him. That's it. Cool.
I'm not acknowledging him. He's not the tribal chief. I only acknowledge the tribal chief. You're an idiot.
By the way, Lauren said that she said earlier that on a Cameo she would rather receive a message from Roman Reigns also too.
No shit. So, another news: water is wet, ice is cold.
Again, like the reason that I would want to get mine from Maurice. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Not Lacey Evans.
All right, so
topless.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
Jesus
Christ, shut the fuck up.
She's hot though.
Yeah, but
okay. So, bit of housekeeping. Ernest, you're bringing a topic to the forefront next week that 2 members of the show may not be here for. One of them will 100% not be here.
Well, him?
Don't forget about that. No, it's Joe's birthday next Thursday, and we're going to dinner. So there's a 99.9% chance that Joe is out, and there's about a 60% chance that I'm out, because if we don't get dinner until whatever time.
Like, let's be fair here. There's a 170% chance Joe's not here.
Oh, that's what I was saying. 0.0% chance that Joe's on the show.
0.0.
And there's about a 25% chance I am, because depending on what time I get out of work is going to be depending on what time they get the reservations.
I'll say this: if we're not a full show next week, I'll have a backup plan for that. So
I mean, I will tell you this much: there will be a point where I will hop onto the show. So if you guys have other topics, close with the all-in preview, because I do want to be on the show for that. But it may be I'm in the car driving home, so just bear with me.
Well, why don't we then just plan to do the Michaels match
in
draft?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
EJ come up with something different for next.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I got it.
I just know that bit of housekeeping. Joe's not going to be on the show next week, and there's a small chance that I would be able to be on the show for the whole show just because of the dinner.
You know what I may do? I may another guest next week then.
That's fine. That works for me. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Take3 Wrestling. You can follow Jim at Big Jim Sports. Linktree in there for all of his podcasting endeavors, including Huddle Up Incorporated, which glad to be a small part of with the FKC Fantasy Hour. You can send all your hate tweets about this show to EJ Christian at EJ Christian 7 on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Send all of your hate tweets to him, because fuck him. That's why. Also housekeeping. The boys are going to WrestleMania. At least night 1 for sure. We have tickets. We've acquired the club level seats. It'll be myself, Joe, Big Jim, Matt, and Ryan all sitting together on night 1. Hopefully night 2 tomorrow, whenever those go on sale. If you're looking for WrestleMania tickets, better get on it early, better get on it quickly. And also, I'd like to acknowledge myself as the number 1 overall winner for the SummerSlam PW scorecard, because I didn't get to do that on last week's show. I am the head of the table of Pro Wrestling Scorecards for the Summerfest, so yay me. Anything else?
I'm good.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.